Welcome everyone to lesson number 19, Six Sigma Green Belt. Today we'll be talking about, if you look at the table of contents under Six Sigma goals, we'll be talking about organizational drivers, which are this topic right here. So in this lesson, we'll be covering two slides and they will be attached as part of the presentation, and then you can go to our website and look at the attached material for your review. So this slide is performance metrics. It's attached as a reference material with the presentation. And this slide that talks about business level metrics and operations level metrics is also attached as reference material. Once you go visit our website, you'll see all that information there. So we'll talk about these two slides in detail and simplify what's written here so it's easy to understand and perform better and get better grades on your test. So the first thing we want to talk about is our business process metrics. Under this, we need, so basically the business process metrics, it requires an integrated system of metrics. And we need this to achieve our Six Sigma goals or improvements. So to summarize, what's on this slide is the business process metrics. It requires an integrated system of metrics which is company-wide, and we need this right here to achieve our Six Sigma goals and whatever improvements that we have put in place. There's a fellow by the name of Pearson. He shows linkage between all three levels of an enterprise. So those three levels, they are processes, of the enterprise, and then you look at the operations, and then you look at the business side of it. So Pearson, again to summarize, he shows the linkage between these three levels for an enterprise. So basically what he's saying is, in that three levels, KPOV, which is key process output variable, and these KPOVs, they become key process input, key process input variables of the next operation or a process. So basically in those three levels, the KPOVs of each level, process, operations, and business, which is the KPOVs of all those levels, they become KPIVs, which is a key process input variables of the next process. So what we need to do is we must monitor and control each metric at each level of enterprise. Not only that, we also need to identify links needed to discover relationships of key process input variables and key process output variables. In the next slide, we'll go through an example of the KPIV and KPOV, so you'll get a better understanding. So what we have is three levels of an enterprise. One is here at the process level, the other one is at operations level, and the third one is business level. So under the process level, what we do is you collect data, and that could be anything, for example, temperature, voltage, dimensions, etc. And these are the key process input variables for the operation level. So under the operation level, then what we do is we look at defects per million opportunities, and you can look at yield, and then throughput, so what these become, they are the KPOVs of the KPIVs. So basically at the process level we collect data to support the operation level, and the data, whatever we collect, should contribute towards the, in this example, it should contribute towards the defects per million opportunity, yield, and throughput. So change the color here. So these KPOVs here, they become KPIVs for the business level. So under business level, you may want to look at profit, growth, market share. So these become key process output variables from these KPIVs from the operation level. So this is how that this link is supposed to work. So to summarize what's on this slide, under process level you collect the data which becomes the KPIV for the next operation, and then the next operation KPIV results in the business level KPOVs. So this is an example of how we can identify links that are needed to discover relationships between the key process input variables and key process output variables. In the slides that are attached to this presentation, figure 2.8 basically talks about the previous slide that we discussed. So I basically simplified that diagram that you'll see under figure 2.8, so it's easy to understand. The next topic is business level metrics, and we may refer to that as BLM. So what's a business level metric? So this is it's a financial and operational summaries for shareholders. So that's what a business level metric means. It's a financial and operation summary of your enterprise for the shareholders. So for this, if you remember in the previous lecture we talked about balanced scorecard. So for this, balanced scorecard is widely used here. There's a gentleman by the name of Breyfogle. What he does is he refers to these metrics as he's giving this a big name, and that's satellite metrics. And there's a reason for that. So Breyfogle, he refers to these metrics as satellite metrics and indicates the true purpose of these metrics, and he refers to these as the highest level measures. So just keep that in mind. So for the business level metric, which we'll say BLM, at executive level, what we do is we include a summary of detailed operations and financial results and these results, the financial and operational, they can be reported. So these can be reported every three months, or you can do that monthly or annually, whatever works. There are some don't do's for these business level metrics. So we'll put that in a different color and we'll give it this name. Don't do's for business level metrics. And that includes for Six Sigma projects, traditional end of period cutoff reports are not acceptable. The other thing is an example, year to date totals, and in this example we'll use December 2012, and over here we have year to date totals December 2013. So for these, comparison of these kind of reports are inadequate. Keep that in mind. So there's an important thing to remember, and that is so it's important to remember that these metrics are part of complete system. So it's a big thing. So for these, we need to monitor and control using similar statistical methods that we use for manufacturing. For manufacturing slash operations. So we need to evaluate those in the same manner that we evaluate our manufacturing processes using statistical methods. The next topic is operations level metrics. And what they do is they provide metrics for managing complex projects. So to summarize, operations level metrics, what these are is they provide metrics, and these metrics, they can be new, and they provide these metrics for managing complex projects. So when we measure business it tells us how well the business is meeting customer requirements. And it's critical because everything is about customers, and the companies should be customer focused. So when you measure business, whatever method you have in place, it'll tell you how well your business is meeting customer requirements, and based on that you can change accordingly. There's again this gentleman, Fogel, calls these "30,000 feet metrics." And there's a reason behind that. Fogel, he states that these should be long-term and should reflect total variation that the customer receives. Another topic is efficiency. And in this case, we'll consider operational. What efficiency is, it relates to cost and time. Required to produce product or products. There's another gentleman, his name goes by Sange, Sanji, however you want to pronounce it. What he did was he discovered that employees and teams who can visually see the impact that they are making on overall business they tend to be more productive, effective, and they are more likely to contribute towards the process improvements that we have in place. So it's critical to somehow show the employees and teams the impact they're making on the overall business, because it's the people who makes the difference. It's the person who makes the difference. So when they see that, how their effort is contributing towards the business, they tend to be very effective, very productive, and they can contribute more towards process improvement. This is it for today's lecture. We'll continue with lesson 20 next time. Thank you for participation. Please visit our website and for the reference material, and please do review your reference material because it's critical for getting the ASQ certification that we are preparing you for. Lectures and the reference material will help you in getting that certification. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.